Welcome back to my house,
where I have random topics to bring to you every night. Or at least every night that I come up with something new to mention. So probably not every night in a calendar sense. But, irregardless, I digress. Oh wait, I've been listening to that word way too much on YouTube.
Thanks, Jay.
So, anyway, I was reading online about the new NES Classic Edition that came out in stores, and it launched to much fanfare, much revelation. And when I knew that this was coming out and I knew the hype train around it, I knew one thing was going to happen. Actually, two things. One, they weren't going to put out a huge stock of it on release, which usually leads to the second thing that happens. People go in and they scoop up the supply, not to buy for themselves, not to buy for their friends and family. No, you know what they do with this. Yep, I heard you. Yep, they go out online and they flip it. They go out and flip it on Craigslist, they go out and flip it on eBay, and they ask for many, many times the value of the actual console. It's only a $60 console. It's not worth spending any more than that. It's not worth spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And looking at the listings on eBay, they are jacked beyond belief. And they're banking that you're going to buy into it and you're going to spend that much money to get the console because you're just that desperate to go get it. Don't be that desperate. Don't be that idiot. Wait for them to come out with more, because eventually they will. They'll hear they'll hear the demand, and they will produce more, or at least they should. And for $60, it's not a bad value. You get a console that's basically a scaled down version of what looks like the original NES from '83 or '85. Actually, it did come out in '85. Thank you for revitalizing us out of the video game crash. But yeah, I remember in '85 when the NES came out to save people from being without games, because after the crash of '83, I don't think anybody was really interested in it anymore, because there was way too many crappy games coming out from way too many companies. But enough history. So this is basically, it's like a tribute to the original console. The door doesn't open, but it comes preloaded with 30 games. And you figure for $60, that's not bad. That's like $2 a game, as opposed to going out buying the original hardware and spending probably many times more of that money in getting all the original cartridges. Unless you already had them from back in the day, in which case, why would you ever get rid of them? Makes me wish I would have never gotten rid of any of mine, because I probably would still have quite a few of them. My bad. Of course, back when you're younger, do people really plan ahead for this kind of thing? Do people really plan ahead for wanting to play something again later on? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But whatever happened back then, people are going out and getting these new NES Classics, and they're great for the kids. They're great for nostalgia people. You got all your classics. You have the Metroids and the Zeldas and the Marios and everything else that was popular back then. In fact, I might still go pick one up once I find one in stock somewhere. But people are just... It drives me nuts every time I see scalpers going in and scooping the shelves. I saw it back when How to Train Your Dragon 2 came out. They launched some toy play sets in the stores. And I watched this guy come up to the cashier stand with at least a dozen or more of the exact same play set. I took one look at that and it's like,
I don't think this guy has that many kids.
Judging by, what he was doing, I don't think he was doing anything other than buying them up and going online and flip them for a profit. I'm sorry, I have no respect for people who do that, because I think it's dumb. If that's your only way of making a profit, then maybe you need a different vocation. It's like back, ever since the whole Skylanders figure thing came out back in 2011. Some of the figures were in short supply, so people would scoop them up when they were in the stores, and they would sell them online for hundreds of dollars. And to this day, you still can't get some things for less than like $300, $400, $600. You remember when Skylanders Trap Team came out? One of the traps that came out, the mold, one of the molds it was the yawn traps. Those were in very, very rare supply. You could hardly find them anywhere. You had the fire trap, you had the life trap, and you had the light trap. And don't even get me started on how they managed to screw up the trap ratios for that game. That is a whole nother rant in of itself. In fact, that's what I'm working on, about that whole debacle. But some of those figures you can't get for, spending triple-digit figures. Especially for the traps, I think that's stupid, because you're talking about a piece of plastic that's this big that originally cost like $6, $7 maybe? Why? I guess if you're a diehard collector, that's what you want to do. I can't fault you for that. I think, in my own opinion, I could probably spend that kind of money for more parts for my computer and do an upgrade for the cost of spending for one little piece of plastic that you use in one game, and that's pretty much it. Just makes no sense. So if you're out there in one of those lines and you're waiting for that new console, the new NES Classic, if you don't see it on the shelf, don't despair. I'm sure they're going to make more. Just wait a little bit. There's still plenty of time before Christmas hits. I'm sure the online retailers will get more copies in stock. It's just not worth paying scalpers prices for, and I really hope people are intelligent enough not to go out and fall for that kind of trap. Traps. I was just talking about traps in here. Talking about falling into a trap.
It's all a trap. That's all it is. It's all it ever will be.
At least until the manufacturers figure out that they can actually make better profits by stocking suppliers adequately. Will it happen? Who knows? It's hard to say. But I decided, spat out about that and just share it out there for people who are thinking about the same thing. So what are your thoughts on the NES Classic? Do you think it's worth the $60? Myself, I think it's worth the $60. It's not worth more than that, though. So share your comments down in the section down below. If you like this video, give us a like. If you want to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I sure appreciate it. I always love making videos for people. Till the next time, just remember, be yourself, be original, be a little random, go out and enjoy your games, enjoy the holidays.